So my company's Oasis Home Buyers. I started direct seller marketing August 17th of 2021, and I started with TV ads. So I've been at it for about 3 years. The day my TV ads ran, I got fired that day, which was crazy. That first like 4 or 5 months, I just took down deals myself and flipped them or kept them as rentals. And then did that for the first 6 months of 22. The market started to really shift, and then I realized, there might be something here. And so August of 22, I did my first assignment deal. And since then, we've been off to the races. So we did 600, almost 700K our first 6 months in assignments, 683, I think the number was. Last year we did 2.4. This year we're tracking for 4 million. I think I got connected with you guys we're coming up after fourth quarter, it will be 2 years. So pretty excited about that. First 2 months were 3 months, nothing like too exciting. I think we were spending 10 grand and we were closing like a 20K assignment, making money. And then it started just to get a little bit better to the point where now I think we're averaging like 6x return, just on the ad spend. And then of course there's the management fee there. So if you factor that, I think we're still above a 5x return. We want to do PPC because it's more targeted. TV, you get all the calls in the world and you don't get to control very much of that. So with PPC, you get pretty targeted on that and you can control that a little bit better than you can. When we started with you guys, we used you guys in an unbranded campaign. We were just seeing better results with you guys. It was more targeted in our demographic where we could do things where the other guy could not seem to dial it into just our market. So we cut him after 4 months. I think everyone, when they start something new, gets a little bit nervous, right? What if it doesn't work for me? Or so there's always a fear that it won't work, but we trusted our sales process, and when we had hiccups, we're like, we go back to you guys. Is it our sales process, or is there something else going on here? And you guys would be like, hey, no, we need to dial in this on our end. And I think if you guys took a peek at this, we'll dial that in. And so it was just clear communication on where the issues could come from, because there's always constant changes. We've adjusted keywords that we spend money on every month just about, because they're always constantly going up and down. So it's being hands-on, and you guys know the stuff for us to look into and us to ask our salespeople so that we know where to change and dial things in or out of. Onboarding, I actually do remember pretty specifically, because going into something new and you don't know if it's going to work, you guys were very clear on setting expectations, and everything you guys said, you're like, hey, it's a slow ramp-up period. Give it to 90 to 120 days before you really start breaking even. And that's what happened for us. I think it was third or fourth month we started to kick off, and by like month 5 I was like, okay, this is working. I want to like 10x our ad spend. You're like, no, we can't do that, but we can increase ad spend. And so we just slowly increased it. About 5 months ago, we lost our best sales rep. Things just started going sour real quick, and we decided to part ways. And Matthew came up and said, these numbers are not looking good. And I said, I know, I wasn't managing my sales guy. He said, I think we need to pull back. I said, I appreciate your concern, but you don't know me. So he was overly cautious and trying to protect our business. And I appreciated that, but I knew what I was capable of. And then we met 30 days later. He's like, holy cow, you guys went from like closing 1 and 40 leads over 60 days to now you're back on track closing 1 and 6. I was like, I know. I knew what work had to go into it, and I was just committed to doing it. And so we did that work. But what I bring up with that story is, like, when they notice metrics, they're going to have a conversation with you. And you guys weren't worried about what you guys were going to get paid. You were worried about our business and our long-term longevity than you guys getting paid a few extra bucks, because we did pull back, but he wanted to pull back significantly more. Matt was super honest with it. I think the biggest difference is you guys have always been pretty consistent as far as lead flow. Like, we can consistently count on that 65 to 70 leads a month, and we can always count on like 6 to 8 contracts from that. I just share with people. I do tell them all the time, like, hey, we're in the same market. I would call Bateman if I'm you. And it's funny that they run it in-house, or they've called someone else. And every single time we're beating them on all the metrics, whether it's average deal side, deal to close, and like even adding your guys' fee. We're spending a little bit of money with you guys, and the fee is going up. We're still beating them, even though they're doing it in-house and paying someone less than what your guys' fee is. I think Brandon says it all the time, like, it's hard to beat an expert who's only in this and doing this, and like their business relies on us being successful, so they're always catching things before they go wrong.